Hello, my name is Mel. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I was doing advertising for 5 years prior to coming to HKUST to do my MBA. What brought me to this journey was because I wanted to get the best global experience that I can for my business education, but at the same time also open up to the gateway to Asia, because I know from my perspective and the experience that I wanted to get and why I wanted to go to business school was to make that regional transition, but also a career transition away from more of a marketing function to more of a business function as well. Hong Kong is a very international city, and it's also very vibrant. So it's very dynamic and it's always changing. And that's what you want when you're looking for a place to move to, because it's always changing. It forces yourself to change as well. And for me to choose something like an MBA, that's the kind of experience that I want, because I wanted to continue to improve myself, but to do it in a place where you're able to place what you learn into that fast-paced environment and such that's in Hong Kong. There are 4 major MBA programs in Hong Kong, and I did consider all of them, but I think what stood out to me the most with HKUST is the care that they put into the classes. As you'll notice with the HKUST MBA, the class sizes typically are a little bit smaller than other MBA programs. And you don't really experience the benefits of that until you actually get to immerse in the experience, because right off the bat, you'll notice that you'll be able to connect with your classmates at a much deeper level versus if you're with among 200, 300 people, you'll probably be able to connect at a lesser level. So I think that's what stood out to me. But on top of that, of course, it's the quality of the education. It's been recognized globally for the quality of the education that it provides from an MBA perspective. So on top of that, those are some other considerations that I took into consideration as well. So the advantages of studying at the Science and Technology University is because you really do get access to the science and the technology part of things. So it's a great opportunity for you to see what kind of new technology is out there, but also actually practice and apply what you learn from the business school and help these new bright young entrepreneurs figure out a way to commercialize their technology product. The advice that I would give to people coming to HKUST or Hong Kong, if it's their first Asian experience, I would say is be open and be excited, because the great thing about Hong Kong, like I talked about before, it's very dynamic, but it's also very international. So you have a lot of exposure of different cultures, and you'll be able to see a lot of different things as well, but you'll never feel like you're alone or you're isolated here, because there's so many different types of cultures that exist in the city. You'll find something that you'll enjoy. When we talk about the HKUST ecosystem, which includes things like the alumni, the support, but also the connection within Hong Kong with the industry, I would say it would definitely rank as one of the top ones, because you'll notice the jobs are coming from the top firms in finance, from consulting, but even locally, all the global firms, they'll have at least some sort of alumni network or some job opportunities there. So if you're really trying to break into the Asian market or in Hong Kong as well, HKUST would definitely be a great platform for you to start at. How HKUST helped me first create a network, but also get a job afterwards. So to provide a little bit of context, while I was doing my HKUST MBA, I had the opportunity to do a marketing internship at Schneider Electric. And that was during my school year as well. And that only came about because of the connection that the school had with the company. So they were able to reach out to me directly, and with the resources that I was provided from the CPD, who is our Career Professional Development Network, they were able to prepare me for the interview that I had, but also create the connection, and really in the end help me land that internship. And during that internship and during the school time, what they helped me is how to manage my schedule. But ultimately, within the company itself, they have the alumni network there that you could lean to and get guidance to help you navigate throughout the company. And because of that access to that network, thankfully in June, I had the opportunity to be converted into full-time. So now I'm going to be staying in Hong Kong for at least as far as I know. My experience, we started off, we had one, or I believe it was 2 semesters where we had starting in person, and then we went into a hybrid function where we had in person and then online. But now, because of the virus and because of the safety for the faculty, but also for the students, we had to move to a full online experience. I would say, first of all, really thankful for the school for making a lot of efforts to continue to have the program going. I believe we were the only one that stated that we're not going to cancel the semester, we're going to keep going. And within a week, they were able to come up with a plan to move everything online in order to ensure that the program continues. So it doesn't change our career plans in any way. So when you look at that, definitely there's competencies in helping us adapt to this new situation, because in the end, the professors are still there. And you'll notice, because of the online engagement, for certain professors, they've actually had a better way to interact with everybody. So I would say if that is a worry, it shouldn't be, because in the end, the quality of the education is there. But when you think about how it applies to the workplace, because for me, working at Schneider Electric now at a global office, I find myself connecting a lot of times with the different countries and different regions, and the only way for us to communicate is through these online digital tools. And because of that, and because of the way that I had that change and that experience to prepare me for this, I've actually become very comfortable talking in front of the camera, because, and quite honestly, before all this experience, we talk about online interviews. I've had a few where I just choke up because it's just so uncomfortable. But because now you're getting so used to it, I mean, in the end, it's where the future is going, and it's where the workplace is going. So the most important thing throughout all of this experience, beyond just realizing how to use these tools, is teaching yourself the flexibility and the adaptability too. Because, I mean, you can continue to postpone or plan that eventually we're going to go face to face, but nobody knows when that is going to happen again, right? So what you can do is you can adapt to the situation that we're in right now, and then you see where it can benefit you for the future as well. So now is a good time to do an MBA, because it really is a time where we're starting to see the industry itself change. Because for the longest time, of course, you have the face-to-face experience, but now we're finding new ways to use these online tools on how we can do that from an online education perspective. But beyond that is realizing that this is also the future of work. So your education therefore becomes a lot more applicable. Because now, when you're doing those team meetings, when you're doing those assignments, a lot of them are going to become digital, and a lot of them are going to become remote, just like the workplace is. So this is the reality, and that is the MBA adapting to the reality too. So if you're hesitant to do the program, you need to ask yourself, does it really benefit you now to do the face-to-face experience, versus would it benefit you more coming out of the MBA program to have that online experience? Will you be more ready for the workplace to come because of what has happened and the changes that have happened to the workplace as well? I saw many values from the MBA, because when you think about it and joining that program, because you're so connected with the small network, well, in HKUST, the small class sizes that you're with, and you develop those friendships and those connections with the people that you connect with, that is something that you can't really measure first from a dollar value. But at the same time, it's also the skills and the mindset that you do. Because the MBA, of course, you have the education side, but it also teaches you a lot of intangible skills. And one of the things that I learned the most and became the most prevalent was during that time, right? You had a lot of priorities and a lot of tasks to manage, not just from the education, but you also need to balance the networking and the job searching side of things. So it teaches you at a very rapid pace to learn how to manage all of these priorities and figure out when is the right time to say, this is the thing that I need to focus on right now. These are tasks that I need to also accomplish, but these are things, they're nice to have and they're opportunities. but because of these, I just need to give up on them. Because these life skills eventually would carry on to your workplace skills as well. Because then when you start managing teams and you start managing priorities, it's the same element. So when I say the value of the MBA, it depends on yourself. But personally for me, I really realized the most of the value of my MBA, and I wouldn't really redo my decision, even given what has happened with the situation. The thing that I want to share the most about my MBA experience is that you really do get to cherish every moment about it. And a lot of times for somebody like me coming from overseas, because I'm originally from Canada, right? Coming to Hong Kong and not having a lot of people to go to have them open up off hours in terms of just having conversations and being our friend and being there for us. These are those kind of moments where you really say, wow, looking at it and looking back, it's actually taught me and changed me a lot. And it taught me how to persevere. I mean, when they say one-of-kind experiences, you really wouldn't get an experience like that. And how you get through these experiences are something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. So I definitely wouldn't change anything in my MBA experience.